Hey guys, it's me, Made Up Jen, and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to a quick brunch recipe. So back in the day, I used to work at Denny's when I was a senior in high school, and I got stuck working literally every weekend, not just every weekend, but every weekend morning at Denny's, the busiest time of literally the day, because after breakfast it dies down and it's nothing compared to that. Guys, I have stories. Let me know if you guys want to know some of those. So back in the day when I used to work at Denny's, I actually used to order this breakfast bowl that they used to have when I was working there, and I had it every Saturday, every Sunday. It was the best tasting breakfast bowl. It was inexpensive. It was all the things I love for breakfast. So ever since then, you know, they took it off the menu. So when I'm at home and I have a certain amount of things and I have the time, I actually do this individual breakfast bowl for myself. Well, individual brunch bowl at this point, because I'm gonna go ahead and use chicken, katsu chicken, well, panko chicken that I did a couple of nights ago. I'm just gonna repurpose this and reuse it. Because why not? You don't have to have chicken, but for me, since I already have this chicken, I'm going to use it. You can go ahead and actually just grab like one small chicken breast, and grill, you know, salt, pepper, some garlic powder, and some lemon pepper if you're more into the zest on the chicken. Grill it, let it rest, chop it up, and then you can use it for your bowl as well. So that's just a little bit more extra time right now. Like I said, if you don't have a lot of time, this is like the perfect thing to do super fast. So let's go ahead and get started with the ingredients. So I actually bought this at Sam's Club. This is the what is this called? The Tasteful. This is a Tasteful selection. These are the perfect bite-sized potatoes. It has the Honey Gold and Ruby Sensation potatoes. They're so tiny, and honestly, depending on how you want your potatoes, you really only need 2 of these, maybe 3 or 4 if you really want some more potato, like, and how you want to cut your potato. And I also have 2 eggs, so I only have the 2 eggs for myself. I'm gonna eat them scrambled. I like them scrambled on top of my bowl. And then I'm gonna use half of a bell pepper. You don't need the full bell pepper if it's just for you. Again, if you want to implement a little bit more greens in there, potatoes, by all means, it's whatever you want. This is just how I make it. And then obviously I have the leftover chicken that I just mentioned, and this is just panko fried chicken that's left over. And then I'm gonna use also the Daiya, the dairy-free mozzarella shreds. Honestly, these are fine. I will show you guys like a way that I do it where I make it melt into everything, because if you guys don't know, plant-based or like vegan cheeses don't really melt unless you actually put them in actual heat. You know, when you use regular cheese, you just put it over top of something that's hot and it'll melt. This one, not that quite fast, but you can get it to melt. And I use the Daiya one. This is like the most inexpensive plant-based or vegan type of cheese you can find at Target or at Walmart. These are all the things you need, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys how I cut my stuff. I'm gonna wash these potatoes before I chop them. I'm gonna go ahead and use this half of a bell pepper that I used a couple of nights ago. As you guys can see, I already have some chopped potatoes. So the potatoes, you can cut them as small as you want, as big as you want. Just remember that potatoes, like, you want them cut a little bit more smaller and thinner, because they'll cook faster on the grill, so you don't have to boil them and then grill them, because that takes so much more time. So just make sure not to chop them so thick. So I'll show you guys right now in a bit. So what I do with the bell pepper, the easiest way I've found it is just chopping this way. And if you're just wondering why I'm holding like this, my hand just does that on its own sometimes. I don't know, but it does it. In case anyone wants to judge me about that. So like the top, I usually don't use. And then the easiest way I found is just You can do them really thinly sliced and stuff, and then put them in there however you want, however big you want. For me, like I said, it's just for me. So I like bell peppers, but I like them, I don't like them so overwhelmingly in my breakfast bowl. So again, you can pick whatever you want, however you want of this in your bowl. And again, same thing like with the potatoes, you want to go ahead and make sure to cut them not too big and not too small either. If you do them a little bit too small, they'll fry really fast and they'll overcook. And if you see any big pieces, obviously chop them a bit. Alright. And again, you can chop as much as you want. I might end up chopping more, but let's go ahead and get started with the potato. So what I do with the potato is, it just depends on what kind of mood I'm in. What do I feel like cooking this with? Usually I do them really tiny and small, but today I was feeling like, you know what, let me do them the old school way, like the way they're meant to be. And again, let me just do this. Chop 4. There you go. So you just want to slice horizontally across, and then just chop it half and half. It's not that hard, you know? And then I do have a lot of potatoes. So I just chopped up some more potatoes just to kind of like show you guys how I chop them. Usually I chop them really tiny so it doesn't take forever for this to, you know, be done. But this is 3 right here, so you guys have an idea of how much potato you want to add. If you want to go about the same amount, you know, of bell peppers to potato ratio kind of deal. If you like potatoes more, you can go with a little bit more potatoes. If you like green bell peppers more, you can go with the green bell peppers. Right here, I'm gonna stop. Would I have known I would have just used this one? Should I add this one? Screw it. We're gonna starch ourselves tonight. Oh snap. So again, I'm just chopping across it into not so fat, not so thin slices either. And then I go right across it. There you go. Middle, 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 middle. I actually like golden, like the honey gold potatoes a little bit better than the ruby sensation. I just wanted to show you guys like the little mixture, and I gotta use the ruby ones because I keep using the honey ones for this recipe, but we're gonna use this amount of potatoes. So what I do right here in this situation, you guys obviously I have the bell peppers here, I have the potatoes here. So I'm gonna grab my vegetable oil. You can use whatever type of oil you like. I know people like putting like olive, avocado, grape, and all the other good stuff, but I'm just slowly like drizzling some vegetable oil on there. I'm using the vegetable 123, nothing fancy. And then I'm gonna grab seasonings. So for my seasonings, I'm gonna use garlic salt, Lawry's garlic salt, and then I'm gonna use Walmart right here coming through, the Great Value lemon and pepper seasoning and onion powder. And I'm gonna add it all individually to each one because I'm gonna cook both of these at different times. So I am just gonna go ahead and put garlic salt on both. Maybe a little more over here. Try not to overdo it because you're still adding like the cheese, and the cheese does have some salt in there. And then now I'm going in with the onion powder. Again, I don't use I don't like onion. I just like it to give taste, which is kind of weird. Yes, I know. Like, how can you like how it gives taste to food but not want to actually consume it? I don't know, guys. It's just, it is what it is. And that's it. And I'm just gonna go ahead and leave this right here. And then I'm gonna grab this chicken. I'm supposed to use this one. And grab a couple of pieces. They're a little bit chunky. Let me go ahead and I'll pick some of the smaller ones because the rest of this is not gonna get used. You use as much chicken as you want. Remember, guys, this is your individual breakfast bowl, brunch bowl, whatever you want to call this, and you pick how much you want to consume in your breakfast. For everybody it's different, so you know, it is what it is. So all I'm doing is I'm just chopping the chicken into smaller pieces. And again, you go to whatever you like, however much chicken you want in your shit, you know. Don't worry, they don't gotta be perfect. We just need to have it already done, because everything, once we start the grill up, like all of this, guys, is gonna be done real quick. It's just the prepping part that takes like the longest, I think. Okay, I think we're good. So however much you think, like for me that's like a handful, maybe like 2 handfuls, but I have small hands. Alright, so now we're gonna go ahead and move all of this to the other side next to the stove, and we're gonna go ahead and start cooking. This whole time I thought I was filming this. I was not. I never pressed record. gonna let this chill for a bit while I pour myself a cup of orange juice. So as you guys can see, I let my eggs in there chill for a bit, and it helped melt the cheese with the rest of the stuff. And then what I do right before I eat is, I forgot the bowl is a little bit hot, so I just mix it in, all in. I didn't wait enough because it's still not completely melted, but it's getting there. And this is my breakfast brunch bowl that I make when I have 20 minutes to just cook and make something delicious, because I'm about to this shit up real quick. But as you guys can see, if you're trying to kind of wean off of the dairy, this is a perfect breakfast where the cheese still tastes like cheese and it's all implemented together, so it just tastes good. Obviously it's not going to be real milk, but this is a start if you want to slowly start kind of weaning off. It is delicious. So that is it for me, guys. If you guys plan on trying to recreate this or make this, excuse me, I'm like still munching, please let me know down below. And also like the video if you like this recipe, this quick fast recipe for someone. Obviously you can adjust, add, lessen from what I obviously did on my own for mine, but this is just so good. And I really wish Denny's would bring this bowl thing back, but I can't eat the dairy anymore, so it doesn't matter. But if you guys like this video, please let me know down below, and also by liking the video. And if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe. I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.